Hello, welcome to Iggy's Toy Parade and Soldier Review. This is your host, Iggy, and today we are going to be reviewing some vehicles manufactured by Galoob Toys. Galoob Toys was quite successful with some other Lucasfilm projects, such as their Micro Machines playsets. They then expanded their offering to include the Action Fleet series. And the Action Fleet series was introduced in 1995 and included these larger scale vehicles that had better detail. And they provided a means of displaying your vehicle in two separate ways. There's a stand on the bottom of the Millennium Falcon that you can put it on a table like this, or you can utilize a stand that's included with the vehicle. And it has sort of like a hologram look to it, the Star Wars Action Fleet logo there. And let me show you the stand so that you can, or the vehicle on the bottom. See that foot? Can you see it? That foot right there? And then there's a foot back here. You can see that it lowers down. And so then you can just put it on a table surface. All right. Let's take a look at the vehicles I have here. This is not all of them. I had to split it up a little bit because there's too many of them and I couldn't do a really good shot of it. So we'll do a reverse panoramic sweep and we'll take a look at what we have one by one. First up is the escape pod from A New Hope, and this is the vehicle that 3PO and R2-D2 escaped Princess Leia's ambassador ship that had been seized by the Empire. They survived the crash on Tatooine, but were captured one by the Jawas. And the Jawas, now, of course, these are not to scale. The escape pod, if compared to this, would be maybe about this big here. This is the tractor used by the Jawas out in the desert. And they had all sorts of junk inside here because they were sort of like junk collectors. And they specialized in used droids, so to speak. And they had gone to Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru's place where Luke lived and sold them a couple droids at that time. Luke cleaned them up. However, R2-D2, insisting that he had a mission to accomplish, took out on his own. So Luke and 3PO went out searching for him, and the Sand People, who rode these these animals here, called Banthas. And I suppose they're Tatooine's version of the camel, because they didn't require a great deal of water, I'm guessing, because there wasn't any available. And these banthas came in a small little bubble blister. Why do I do that? That's all, folks. In a blister card. And they're pretty cool. They actually have some fur on them, which is kind of neat. And as you know, these were elephants that the prop people dressed up to look like alien creatures, and I thought they did a fairly fun job with that. Okay, so they meet up. Of course, Obi-Wan Kenobi saves Luke from the Sand People attack. They go to his place, and he tells them about his father, how he fought for the rebellion, and And they then decide to go to investigate. Um, what was it? They went to the not Luke, Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen's place, and it was all destroyed by stormtroopers. So Luke decided to go with Obi-Wan to Mos Eisley, and they took Luke's land speeder, which you see here. There's a two-seater convertible. I was really amazed at the special effect of this. I think what they did is used a mirror to cover the tires, because it was a really cool practical effect and very convincing, I thought. Well, the Empire went out searching for them, and they were riding these creatures, which I guess were indigenous to Tatooine, and they look like giant lizard type things. There's a sand trooper, and they would ride them. And they came into Mos Eisley, and of course, there's the famous scene where Obi-Wan is like, "These are not the droids you're looking for. You may go about your business." And the stormtrooper, of course, goes along with that. And they contract with Han Solo and Chewbacca to get transportation off the planet on the Millennium Falcon, which Luke calls a piece of junk. And of course, Han says that this freighter had a lot of modifications to increase its speed so they could outrun the Star Destroyers and other blockade vehicles enforcing Imperial law. So he was an outlaw, which right away, all the girls thought he was real. You know what? I went and saw Star Wars with this girl that lived 2 doors over from me. Her name was Diana. She was gorgeous. Anyway, I took her to the drive-in, and I knew that I wasn't going to be able to kiss her because she said I reminded her of Luke Skywalker. And every guy knows that the girls like the Han Solo types. So I became a Luke Skywalker, and I'm going, oh, God, I just got friend-zoned. But I went out with her 4 times. That's the most I've ever gone out with a girl. She was quite pretty. To be honest, I wasn't good enough to go out with her. She was almost 6 feet tall. She was a knockout. Anyway, I guess if I had greater confidence, I would have been able to maybe get a relationship going with her. But Iggy is, I don't know, you guys know, you've heard me talk. All right, so that's it for the Action Fleet, the first part. I'm going to have to do this in several different parts because I've got too much to fit on the table. What was really cool about the Action Fleet is it came with a little booklet, which you see here, and it was a tantalizing guide to what was available in the Action Fleet. And each vehicle came with a couple figures that were pertinent to each of these. Like, for instance, the shuttle Tidarium came with Chewbacca and Han Solo. And even though this is an Imperial vehicle, it was used by them to get through the shield that was protecting Endor, or the sanctuary moon of Endor. And you can see that they released quite a number of vehicles. There's Luke and Zach. And we have a AT-AT, and it shows a snowtrooper and an AT-AT pilot, a Y-wing fighter, a TIE interceptor with 2 TIE pilots. So it was fun getting these little booklets because you could dream about what you want to do next and collect next. Here's the bantha that I showed you here. And then here's the dewback. And of course, it came with these figures. And that's a pretty cool figure as well. These little figures are like 15 millimeter or maybe 25 millimeter. They're very tiny. I'm not even sure if this is an inch. It looks like it could possibly be a half inch. Or is that? No, maybe that is an inch. So 25 millimeter, very tiny. And you could get battle packs of these figures. They sold those separately too. I had a whole bunch of those, and I think I sold them at the flea market. But I'm glad that I kept these because these are truly some of my favorite Star Wars collectibles. Okay, guys, I'm going to sign off, and let's all meet up at the cantina and have some blue milk in a plastic cup. That sounds delicious. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.